Most applicants prepare for the faculty member in their OT school interview. They research the program, they review common questions, they prepare to demonstrate academic readiness and the professional motivation. They don't think about the clinician in the room. Accreditation requires programs to include all kinds of stakeholders when they're thinking about their programs, so sometimes they include them as part of admissions, which means there's a big chance as a clinician at your interview. For the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what the clinician is looking for, why it is completely different than what a faculty evaluate, and how to prepare for both types of evaluations. Because the applicant who only prepares for the faculty lens is leaving a big portion of the committee evaluation unaddressed. The clinician's perspective often carries significant weight in the debrief. Faculty members are evaluating through an academic and professional formation lens. Can this applicant handle graduate level academic rigor? Does their preparation suggest that they'll be successful in this curriculum? Do they demonstrate the professional orientation that our program develops? The clinician is evaluating something completely different. They think, would I want this person working alongside me? Would I be comfortable with this person in a clinical environment with vulnerable patients? Does this applicant understand what clinical practice actually looks like from the inside? Those questions produce completely different observations in an interview performance. An answer that impresses a faculty member with its theoretical sophistication may not impress the clinician who's watching for something much more basic. Is this person ready to be in the room with someone who needs them to show up professionally? Here is what specifically clinicians are watching for, and how to demonstrate it across every component of the interview. Professional demeanor that demonstrates to clinical settings, not formality, the kind of calm, present, genuine professionalism that makes patients feel safe and team members feel confident. Genuine clinical curiosity, not enthusiasm about being an OT. Actual interest in the clinical realities of practice, populations, the challenges, the daily complexity of what an OT does. Realistic understanding of what clinical work involves. The applicant who can describe something specific from their observations that surprised them or challenged them or required them to think differently demonstrates clinical groundedness that only the applicant who describes an inspiration does not. Comfort with ambiguity. Clinical practice is full of situations where the right answer is unclear, and the applicant who demonstrates professional comfort with uncertainty is significantly more prepared at the interview. In the group activity, the clinician is watching with a clinical teamwork lens, not what your leadership skills look like, what you'd actually be like in a team. And here is the specific preparation that addresses the clinician's evaluation that most applicants never do, because they don't know the clinician is there or what they're looking for. Research the clinical background of everyone listed as an interviewer if it's available before your interview date. A faculty member who also maintains clinical practice, a community clinician invited to participate, a fieldwork coordinator, a clinical partner for the program. For each clinician, identify their specialty area and prepare one question specifically for them about their clinical practice in that area. Not an academic question, a clinical practice question, something you're genuinely curious about from the perspective of someone who practices NOT in that area every day. That question communicates something to the clinician that no prepared answer can. You understand that their lens is different, and you respect it enough to show up prepared for their specific perspective. Read an article from the American Journal of Occupational Therapy or an OT Practice magazine article in the clinical area, most represented by your interview panel, not to demonstrate research skills, to develop genuine clinical curiosity about what's happening in practice right now. 20 minutes of reading produces a level of clinical engagement in the interview that hours of answer rehearsal will never match, because it's real. The clinician in the room can feel the difference between genuine professional curiosity and performed preparation. In the group activity, the clinician is watching for collaborative professional behavior through a clinical lens, teamwork lens, the applicant who dominates, the applicant who never speaks, the applicant who checks out when their idea gets passed over, and the applicant who listens genuinely, builds on what others say, includes the quieter voices, manages disagreement professionally. That is the applicant the clinician advocates for in the debrief, not because they had the best ideas, because they'd be a good person to collaborate and work with. Practice that behavior before you walk in, not as a performance, as a genuine collaborative development. I'm happy to share that there's more information on this very topic in my school community, OT Student Leveled Up. You can also join one of my exclusive groups through my direct website. Both pieces of information are available in the bio. We would love to see you there.